been recorded, then it's recorded. Forever for posterity.
So what's this play about, do you think?
Which play?
Catastrophe.
Catastrophe. I would imagine it's about catastrophe.
I think it's a big catastrophe.
I think it could be a big catastrophe. I think we need to leave something for the audience to guess.
You mean not tell them what happens?
No.
Okay. So is it about you then?
No. Well, maybe. Could be. Bits of it, maybe. Possibly. There are elements of the script that I recognise echoes of my own life in.
That's handy.
Since it says in the programme it's about me.
Yeah. Except not really.
Good. Because that didn't actually all happen to me. Just to be clear about that.
Right. So some of it's like made up.
Yeah, that's why it was written by a writer, not a biographer.
Which is in the script as well. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's very clever.
I know, see how I worked that in?
And yes, that's very good. Yes, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
It's good to have an actress who just kind of phones all the time.
I remember the first time I met him and that woman. It was in His Majesty's, in the dressing room, down this long, dark corridor you definitely never ever expect anything remotely creative to be happening in. Because I just moved back to the city and I was having to do temping to pay the bloody rent. And there was absolutely nothing happening for a talented young actress who could sing and dance and ride a horse, whilst using guile, technique, gymnastics and fingerstyle guitar to attract the attention of whoever might be interested. And then I hear about this writing group and I think, wow, that sounds great. So I go along and there they are, looking at me like I might be the answer to their prayers. And I think, fuck. Oh, I know what he's doing. He's pretending something happened. Something, you know, sexual. And I mean, I know he wants to, because look at the script. You only have to look at the character list, the really long character list. Susie, an incredibly beautiful young woman with red hair. Incredibly beautiful? Whose benefit's that for? Well, mine, obviously. Christ. He knows what I'm thinking. He knows what I'm thinking, and he's trying to make me believe that somehow I've got it all wrong, that I'm misinterpreting him, that I've somehow misconstrued his true intentions, and suddenly I am the bad guy. You're in for everything, aren't you? He says. You're like this small, shiny beetle, so pretty to look at, all glistening and shimmery. But if somebody were to step on you, all this yucky goo would just spill out all over the place. And I want to say, but I can't. I cannot. And it's not like it's the first time either. I mean, he sits there, scribbling down every word I say, then goes off to his garret to produce his masterpiece of theatrical fucking immensity, and what's he actually doing? What's he actually doing? I'll tell you what he's actually doing. He's stealing my life. Now, I know it's working because I can feel him inside my head. Right inside my head. Picking his way through my thoughts inside my head. Peering and analysing and observing inside my head. Pulling out words inside my head like bits of Lego inside my head. Can I, though? Can I really? No. No, that's just... But this isn't what he wants. What he wants is real pain. Emotional damage. What he'd just love is if I'd been raped, or mentally scarred, or been the victim of, I don't know, a bizarre religious cult with strange beliefs and weird practices. So I tell him about the boy I killed. But we'll come back to that. Yes, you've guessed it. Here I am, back in his nasty little beautifully presented, refurbished, dockside warehouse apartment. Slept on the sofa, alone. The man in the tweed suit. Okay, so, going back to, blah, blah, blah. So now I have to come up with a whole other story to explain the man in the tweed suit, which I really shouldn't have mentioned in the first place, but I did have a lot to drink, which is how I ended up on the sofa. Again. Okay, so, it was a woman. By that point, I'm like, fuck this, mate! And I'm just about to do a runner when I get this kind of desire. And the next thing I know, it's me on the table. And I'm the one that's naked. And I'm the one that's being cut. And I can feel the sting of the blade. I can hear the snapping as the scalpels shear through the hairs on my arms and legs and begin to make their incisions through each layer of skin. And of course there's pain. And I'm bleeding. And I want to scream, but not scream. And I open my mouth and nothing comes out. And I think, this is fucking amazing. And then we went back upstairs for cheese and wine. So I make some more coffee. And yes, you've guessed it. Here I am, back in his beautifully frustrated, refurbished, foxside shithouse apartment. Slept on the sofa. Not entirely alone. And we drink our fill, and we stuff our bellies, and we try on each other's hats, and we crack unwitty one-liners like we're wacky and entertaining, and we hit the dockside, and we drink our fill again, and we lie on the Central Reservation singing, I like New York in June, how about you? And we talk like Robert De Niro and Marlene Dietrich, and we jump in puddles, and we slap each other's asses, and we go back to his, and we congo up the stairs, and we bounce on the sofa, and we dance like flamingos, and we rip our clothes off, and we fight like crazy until finally we collapse in each other's arms, sweating and panting, entwined like two entwiny things. Except we don't do any of that, because he's pissed and falls asleep. And the blade that I've hidden in the sofa for just such an occasion, sliding in between his ribs, sliding in so far that I can feel the point against my belly. And the language that cascades from his foul mouth as he describes his own death, well, screams it, actually, is pretty colourful. And I pull the knife out again. And it's so cool. All glistening and shimmering. I can't look at anything else. It's like being in the cinema. And all that blood, it's so red. So red. But I don't do any of that, because I forgot to put the knife under the sofa for just such an occasion.